The 2015 Silvermine 11 SR. When it comes to making cars, there are lots of countries that are known for creating incredible machines. The Germans do sport and luxury, the Italians do the supercar thing, and nobody makes a truck like we do in America, but with the exception of Spyker, the Netherlands doesn't really have any presence in the automotive space. Now a new company called Silvermine is entering the market with a car called the 11 SR. A mid-engine track toy, with a focus on lightweight, the 11 SR is going to help put the Dutch on the map in the performance space. The car is still far from complete, but Silvermine has released some new details on the car's exterior and drivetrain. A flat-six engine from Subaru is providing the thrust, and the new body is a nice combination of classic lines and modern touches. To see all the photos and get all the details we currently have, you'll have to continue reading after the break. Continue reading to find out more about the Silvermine 11 SR. Exterior. Unlike the majority of cars, the exterior of the 11 SR was designed after the car's running chassis had been constructed. Rather than find a way to fit components inside of a designer's shell, the two designers, brothers Marco and Andries van Overbeek, had to create a shape that would fit over a car that was already built. The design itself instantly evokes thoughts of classic racers. While this was partially intentional, a large reason for this is simply how the brothers used the chassis underneath to create their new shape. By focusing the edges of the body around the hard points of the car underneath, the 11 SR is supposed to appear as though the body drapes on top of the hard exposed chassis like a silk dress. Like those early race cars from the 50s, this machine is a picture-perfect example of function begetting form. It is not the prettiest car I have ever seen, but it is far from ugly. To help show off a bit of the engineering work that went into the chassis of the 11 SR, the rear features exposed sections. The gear lever mechanism, engine bay and adjustable suspension are all visible under the tailgate of the car. Interior. There is very little interior to speak of in the traditional sense. The cockpit of the 11 SR so far is completely functional with no extraneous parts or amenities. A pair of stiff racing buckets sit inside the metal shell, with the driver having little more than the steering wheels, gauges and manual shifter within reach. It is a testament to this car's purpose, a true track machine. Drivetrain. Powering the 11 SR currently is a 3.0-LITE R11 flat-6 boxer engine that was sourced from Subaru. It is functionally identical to the engine that Subaru used in Legacy and Outback models during the 2000s. Currently, the horsepower is sitting at the stock level of 225, but Silvermine is promising that production models will hit the road with 325 rampaging ponies under the bonnet. There is no word on how that power increase will be obtained, but some sort of forced induction would be the quickest and most cost-efficient way to boost the horsepower ratings of this engine. Competitors. Radical State Route 3 RS. If you want an open-top two-seater that will destroy track records with ease, Radical will be happy to sell you one of its new State Route 3 RS models. Radical has long been the tool of choice for track-bound speed enthusiasts. It is the ultimate combination of aerodynamic handling ability, lightweight and peppy engines. Powering the Radical is the engine from a Suzuki Hayabusa motorcycle, that means a 1.34-liter four-cylinder with 210 horsepower and 130 pound-feet of torque. That doesn't sound like a lot, especially compared to the 325 horsepower Silvermine is aiming for, but the Radical only weighs 1,256 pounds. That means the 0 to 60 miles per hour sprint is over in about 3 seconds. If Silvermine is aiming for pure speed around a track, this is the benchmark it needs to be aiming for. KTM XBow GT. If you are looking for less of a track-focused machine, and instead want a stylish and barely road-legal toy that will still dominate the track but offer plenty of back-road thrills, the KTM XBow GT may be what you are looking for. In terms of weight and power, it lines up much more closely with the 11 SR than the Radical. The KTM gets its motivation from a 2.0-liter TSFI four-cylinder that it borrowed from Audi. In this tune it is good for 281 horsepower and 309 foot-pounds of twist. The 0 to 60 run happens in 4 seconds. Speed like that is less supercar than the Radical, but still impressive. Will the KTM's higher-level luxury trimmings and slower speed mean that it falls behind the Silvermine in track times? Only time will tell, but I don't think that KTM is too worried, yet, anyways. Conclusion. There is still a lot that we don't know about the Silvermine 11SR, but with what details the company has shared, I feel it is safe to say that this car will have some impressive performance. Currently, the project has a goal of early 2015 for final assembly of body panels, so it is likely that we may see a final production model before summer. I love the engineering and drive that comes from someone who is building a new car from the ground up, but I do sometimes worry about things like quality, production timeline targets and pricing, but Silvermine seems to have its act together. If all goes according to plan, there will be a toy screaming across local tracks the world over very soon. And it will be Dutch, no less. Love it. Classic old school design, focus on keeping weight to a minimum, mid-engine design for better weight balance. Leave it still not finalized in design, no price announced, but sure to be expensive. Interior could be too hardcore for some.
If you liked this video, please share your thoughts in the comments below and don't forget to hit the subscribe button.